Well, good afternoon, fastball fans, and welcome back to Caswell Sports Park here in North Mankato, Minnesota, on the ISC Network, Softball Premier TV. I'm Blair Setford with Joe Todd. It's Thursday of the ISC World Tournament. Joe, we're getting to the sharp end of the tournament. We're down to 4 undefeated teams. We're going to see them in action tonight, but we've got some business to take care of first. And this important bit of business starts with the Bear Creek Express. You see them just taking the field right now, playing Sandlot Merchants from Stevens, Pennsylvania, Bear Creek from Chippewa of the Thames First Nation in southwestern Ontario. Joe, this is a pick'em, I think, despite the differences in the rankings.
Yes, I think it's going to be an extremely good game. The Sandlot team has been playing extremely well this week, and they've got nothing to lose to that. They're the underdog here, and somewhere along the line, everybody always cheers for the underdog.
Yeah, I think there's a poll running right now on YouTube that's got about 60%, I'm told, in favor of Sandlot. So, are they the betting favorites? I don't know about that. I think they are the underdog indeed. Let's look at the lineup. There you see it. Zach Shirk, Ryan Nolt, Andre Hoover, Nikolai Anderson in the cleanup spot. He's had a really good week. Elias Gaiman, Ryan Sheffer, Matthew Kerber, Kyle Eshley, and Eric Chaparro. The pitcher batting in the 9 spot for Sandlot. Defensively, for Bear Creek, it's Yusuf Davis, Yusufi Marina, and Callum Michel left to right across the outfield. Bartarillo, Galino, Hannebecker, and Pinto, who moves over to first base. And Joe, we saw him scuffle a little bit at the end of the game the other night. Ty Sebastian, the designated player on the board, will be pitching. And behind the plate is Jack Burt. There's a look at Caswell Park, the welcome sign. That's where we have been all week here for the 2025 ISC World Tournament. Some of the souvenirs that are available in the Sandlot merchandise shop. Completely different organization than the Sandlot Merchants ball team. There you see Ty Sebastian. Joe, we last saw Bear Creek the other night taking on the Brethren team, the JDT First Energy squad. Too much Devin McCullough that night for Bear Creek.
Devin had everything working that night. Bear Creek lost to the JDT 3-2. That was on Tuesday.
Up and in from Ty Sebastian, and we are underway, Joe, at 1:46 p.m. Central Time. Zach Shirk, who was the recipient, Joe, of the Jamie Boyd ISC2 Memorial Newcomer of the Year a couple of years back in ISC2. Sandlot came in ranked number 11. They won a couple of tournaments this year. They have been really good, Joe, playing in the Northeast U.S. They came up to Ontario for the Peter Hallman Memorial. They won their division at the Peter Hallman Memorial. And this is a real solid team, and having Eric Chaparro on the board for them really gives them a nice guy to lead with. And John Paul Ferrari, they had a combined no-hitter earlier this week too.
Bear Creek Express have their hands full in this game.
Sebastian falling behind Zach Shirk early here. One hopper down to Ty Bartarillo. He's as sure-handed as anybody, Joe. He's played a couple of positions on the infield for Bear Creek, but handles all of them with ease.
Yeah, he's a real experienced, good ball player. As you mentioned, he could play on either side of the corners. I think he probably feels more relaxed over at third.
He spent a lot of time at third base, has played second base over the years, first base a fair bit with Bear Creek, but with Leger Pinto moving over to first from behind the plate, you want to keep Bartarillo's stick in the lineup, so over to third he goes. Burt moves from third to behind the dish. Ryan Nolt swings over the top of that one. Joe, the path for Sandlot to get here?
They defeated the Houston A's on Saturday by a score of 7-0. They lost to the Ostrander Norsemen by a score of 2-0 on Monday. On Tuesday, they beat the Grass Valley Greens by a score of 1-0. Again, very close scores. And then on Wednesday, they beat the Bar Blues by a score of 2-1. 3-1 record.
That game went 11 innings with the Bar Blues. Here's a little bleeder in front of the plate. Sebastian comes and gets it, and that's a shortstop's arm, Joe, for the pitcher. Not everybody can make that play.
Good charge by Sebastian to get off that mound and pick that ball up and cleanly throw it, make a big strike over to first base.
Andre Hoover to the plate for Sandlot. Pair of groundouts so far. Joe, just while we've got a moment here while Andre Hoover ties up the shoes, and I want to give a hello to Bill Hillhouse, who has joined us watching the broadcast back at home in Nebraska. Bill, we're in your corner. You just sent me a long note. I'll get back to you on it. But I want you to know that everybody is in your corner. You've got the entire Fastpitch softball community with you.
Keep the fight, Billy.
Way down on one knee is Burton. We saw this last night from Josh McGovern, too, and had an offline discussion with a couple of folks, including Jim Flanagan. And I guess the thinking, Joe, is you can get really down low to get to the drop ball and frame it up a little bit nicer, give the umpire a better view of it. I'm a little skeptical, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't bite that. Sorry. I just like the old-fashioned way.
Well, and that's when I'm wondering if we're too old-fashioned. It seems to work. He certainly wouldn't do that with runners on base.
No, by no means.
I just think it would make it difficult to get out of the crouch for a little bleeder in front of the plate.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that bounce.
Off the outside corner, but waved at for a strike to Hoover. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here. Top of the first inning, if you're just getting in with us, Blair Setford, Joe Todd here on Softball Premier TV, the ISC Network. Thursday at the 2025 ISC World Tournament. We're down to the final 4 amongst the undefeated teams. This is an elimination game. There have been a couple of others this morning already. There's another one going on the diamond behind us. Toronto Batmen are taking on STK. And if I believe the scoreboard, it's 2-0 for STK already in the bottom of the first for that one. STK, the home team, so 2 and counting. Fargo, Kegel Black Knights have eliminated Team Marquez. We saw that Marquez yesterday afternoon in that real exciting extra innings ball game, as this one is fouled off by Andre Hoover. Marquez, extra inning win over Grand Prairie, thank you. And then this morning, also, Ostrander Norseman, 4-2 winners over Team 518, knocking out the team from upstate New York. Fouled off to the screen again by Andre Hoover. So a good at bat here by Hoover in the 3 spot, battling hard.
Game number 46. Our championship game is game number 62, so we have 16 more games remaining.
Some of those numbers in between have been played, though. I don't know if we've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
16
actual games
left to come. Well, some courage to take that pitch with 2 strikes, but Andre Hoover works a 2-out walk. And we'll get to Joe, somebody who has really impressed me here this week as a newcomer to the ISC, Nikolai Anderson from Denmark.
A real good stick. He's been really steady all week. Got a nice swing there.
Had a big game back on Saturday in an opening round game. 5 RBIs, I think, to open things up, if I remember correctly, Joe. I'm going all the way back to Saturday. That's the Wayback Machine. All the days tend to blend together here a little bit as the ISC World Tournament runs its course.
You are correct. Single, double,
on
home
the
run.
move and sliding in headfirst safely as the throw is a little high is Andre Hoover with a stolen base.
Anderson had a single, double, and a home run in that game.
Nikolai's the designated player here this afternoon, so you won't see him defensively unless they make a change later in the game. Sebastian set that's a hip. Gets Anderson to chase upstairs on the rise ball.
Great movement there. Gonna have to pick up on that rise ball. You need to lay off on that pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Sorry, make it
3-2, I think.
3-2. Yes, thank you. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A good cut there by Anderson, but fouled it straight back to the screen. Sebastian resets. A big cut, swings underneath, gets Anderson to chase that rise ball. Ty Sebastian's best pitch. He gets the out here with 1 runner in scoring position stranded for Sandlot in the top of the first. We'll go to the home half. The Bear Creek Express set to come to the plate. Called strike 3, the outside corner. They work out of that. Yeah. High in the air, Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The gloves fly. The celebration is underway. the home half of the first inning for Bear Creek Express. There's the batting order. Callum Bichel, Suki Marita, Ty Sebastian, designated player, but pitcher effectively. Leacher Pinto, David Galino, Ty Bartarillo, Jack Burt in the 7th spot. Cody Panabecker hits 8, and Yusuf Davis Jr. in the 9th spot. Defensively for the Sandlot Merchants, Zachary Shirks in left, Andre Hoover in center. Jack Hartranft is in right. Ryan Knoll, Elias Gaiman are up the middle, and Ryan Shepper and Matthew Kerber are on the corners for Sandlot. And it is Eric Chaparro, the right-hander from Venezuela, now lives in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Kyle Eshley behind the plate for Sandlot.
Chaparro did a little bit of a slip there on the mound, doing a lot of manicuring and landscaping.
We should just issue a rake to every pitcher. Some kind of collapsible tool or implement that they can keep in their back pocket. Pull that out when they need it. Callum Bichel, Joe, he's been the straw that stirs the drink for the Bear Creek Express this week. When he gets on base, things happen for the Express.
Yes, he's got a great eye at the plate as well. Way up in the count, 2 balls.
Yeah, very quickly, 2-0. Chaparro will work quickly. Doesn't waste a lot of time out there on the board. And that one's in for a strike. Joe, the Blue Crew here this afternoon.
Gary Johnson on the home plate from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. At first base is Eric Bodden from Las Vegas, Nevada. And at third base is Ed Otterman from Kitchener, Ontario.
And Ed Otterman, a late replacement for Kevin Wallace. And he talked about the good eye, Joe. Didn't need to swing the bat in that first at bat for the Express. Bichel aboard with a walk. Kevin Wallace last night, if you were with us, you heard us mention that they brought in a stretcher for somebody for some administration. It was for Kevin Wallace, who popped a hamstring, so we're told. It has been annoying everybody in the umpire dressing room ever since. Kevin, I was asked to say that. You know I don't mean it.
I do.
Big cut by Yusuke Marita. Yusuke's had a great summer here with Bear Creek. He's discovered a power stroke, Joe, that has not often been a part of the Japan team game. Selected guys like Kazuya Toriyama have hit the ball out of the park, but Yusuke, with that swing, he starts crouched down and he brings himself up into the ball to meet the ball.
Yeah, if you get a shot from that center field camera, you'll see that crouch right there, and then he expands.
That one is down low, and Bichel just casually strolls back to the bag, but that had Kyle Eshley scrambling after it. Yeah, take a look at this stance, Joe. Right down low. The weight transfer from his left to his right, and he explodes up into the pitch. Little slow roller out to third, the throw across, and there's a great play by Matthew Kerber, who had to lay out full extension to his right and keep a foot on the bag. Let's see this again as bailing out third baseman Sheffer. He just caught the tail end of that. Matthew Kerber, somebody owes him a beer at the end of the game.
Great stretch.
Bichel up to second on the plate. Ty Sebastian, designated player here, and again pitching in the game for Bear Creek. Strike on the corner. Joe, as far as I can tell, at least of the ones that I have seen here this week personally, and down to one knee there was Eshley. And again, with a runner on base.
Yeah. I don't like it, but.
No, I don't either. Especially not with a runner on base. And anyway,
Yep.
Ty Sebastian, I think, Joe, the author of the longest home run so far that I've seen.
Yes. Just a complete, real hard punch over that fence.
Well, it was an angry swing because Ty was upset from getting hit on his previous at bat.
That was the one that landed on the volleyball court.
He got a meatball down the middle. And you can see this one here off to the right-hand side. And, oh, oof, you got to do more and get out of the way than just hide your face. Yikes. You should probably actually open your eyes and watch it coming. And this one is flared down the right side, but that's foul by about 18 inches. But just to finish the story, Ty smashes one to left center, and there's a gap out there in the trees. You can just see it. If you see where the light standard is right next to the Softball Premier logo, that gap in the trees, almost equivalent in height, that's where the ball went through. Landed out on the beach volleyball court. Absolutely obliterated the ball.
I would have needed 2 drivers to get that ball that far in my golf game.
You might want to try teeing it up a little higher then. Upstairs from Chaparral.
Ty is very patient at the plate. He will take his turn and gladly take a walk.
Time there from Sebastian. Leader Pinto on deck. It's quite the 3-4 punch for the Express with Sebastian and Pinto back to back. That stays fair even though it hops up on Matthew Kerber. And a big out to get Sebastian to ground out.
Bichel advancing over to third base.
Pinto with the Venezuelan flag-colored shoes. Love that little flare. Big cut. Boy, would he come ready to bear. So let's talk about fashion, Joe. Not that you and I are anybody to judge. But he's got the Venezuelan flag-covered shoes, colored shoes. He's got a purple ankle guard on and some aquamarine batting gloves. Man, that is style.
He loves the bright colors.
High hopper right to the shortstop, Ryan Nolt. And Luigi Pinto is not going to push that leg on a ground ball on the infield. A leadoff walk gets all the way to third, but no further. Some good work by Eric Chaparro to get a trio of groundouts. Scoreless through one complete. We're just getting underway. Losers bracket action here at the 2025 ISC World Tournament.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Joe, to be 5, 6, and 7 in the Sandlot order. We go to the top of the second inning. Elias Gaiman, Ryan Sheffer, and Matthew Kerber. Big, deep exhale there. You saw it from Ty Sebastian from behind. In with the rise ball, but just high for ball one.
Really choking up on that bat.
And that's yanked foul down the left side.
Good quick hands there by Gaiman. Two count. All even at the plate now.
And went around on that one. I think if Gaiman had kept going, Joe, he had a case that had hit the ground.
Yes. You got to sell that.
But he headed off to the dugout, so second straight strikeout for Ty Sebastian. Ryan Sheffer to the plate. So Joe just keeping an eye on Toronto and STK. 3-0 for STK.
Again, as Blair had mentioned, both these games on Diamond 1 and Diamond 2 are elimination games.
Inside to Ryan Sheffer. Yeah, there will be 4 teams eliminated by the end of this cycle. 2 already, Team 518.
Team Marquez.
And Team Marquez, a pair of teams. Pun intended. Strike on the outside corner. It's a very comfortable 23, 24 degrees Celsius. Joe, some clouds in the sky, but the sun is overhead right now.
It's very nice in the sun. It's like the sun is actually warm when you're out. I was sitting on the picnic table for a while earlier, and it gets a little warm sitting in the sun. But when you're in the shade, you feel the little breeze coming through.
Well, there's definitely a breeze. It's blowing right to left on our particular field.
But very comfortable. Players would love it on the field.
Yeah, this is, for the players' sake, this is a lot more comfortable than the heat that we had to start the week, where it was 33, 34 Celsius, super high humidity, resulting in some torrential storms Saturday night, Sunday night. Swings over the drop ball. That's a good pitch from Sebastian, Joe. The drop is not what he's noted for, but he certainly dialed that one in below the hands.
Yeah, he's really made that, added that to his arsenal in the last couple of years, and it's really been a bread and butter pitch for him. Good first pitch strike there to Kerber.
3 in a row for Sebastian by way of strikeout. It's fouled off at the plate by Kerber. Sandlot play in the Stevens League, Joe, up in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area. Traditional Amish or Mennonite country. Upstairs from Sebastian. Had a notion to go after that, did Kerber, but didn't.
Used to travel through that area for work, Blair, and it's called Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah.
Okay. All of the local pronunciations and quirks and twists.
Beautiful area.
And another one of those excuse me check swing fouls. Didn't mean to go after it, but I might as well foul it
Yeah.
off if I do.
And with 2 strikes, you got to protect the plate. So multitasking.
If you don't follow that Stevens League online on Facebook, Joe, I would suggest that folks do. They stream all their league games. They set up a phone, and they've got streaming going every Tuesday, Wednesday night now. They've had a ton of rainouts because I follow the league, and they somewhat sarcastically say, guess what? We're not playing tonight because it's raining again. So I guess they've had a lot of rain in Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania. But this team has traveled a fair bit. In action just about every weekend at a tournament here, there, and everywhere. They've been to Elkland. They've been up to Ontario. Called strike 3. Sebastian strikes out the side here in the top of the second. We'll go to the home half. We're still scoreless. Coming up, 5, 6, 7, Galino, Bartarillo, and Burt for Bear Creek.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
David Galino with the fist bump for Kyle Eshley and our home plate umpire,
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson, right from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Galino with those bright yellow gloves. I've always wondered, they don't quite fit into the color scheme. This one's lifted up to left, trailing back, circling the wagons, can't get to it is Zach Shirk, and Galino will pull into second base with a high sky double. Shirk looked like he got twisted up, Joe, on this. This is a mile high. And Shirk is looking to his right, and then he's got to go to his left and can't quite get to it. And we talked about the wind blowing right to left, and I think the wind carried that one away from Zach Shirk.
Once it got up high, the wind just took over.
Tyron Bartarillo. chases upstairs. Right back up the middle, had everybody moving. Galino will trot home somewhat gingerly, Joe. That was interesting to see. And was that for effect, or was that for something else? Because the ball goes up the middle, and then it gets bobbled out here by the outfielders because it gets by them.
Hoover.
Hoover comes in to charge it, and it goes off his glove. Now, Galino's halfway down the line, but he wasn't running all that hard to begin with. Are you giving an RBI to
Yes.
Bartarillo on the play? You thought
Yes.
he'd have scored regardless?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the Bartarillo error going to second base, allowing him to get there. Now advancing over to third.
So the Express jump out 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning and threatening for more with Jack Burt at the dish. Infield is in.
Jack Burt, another one of those Swiss Army knife pieces at the Bear Creek Express. Multiple positions. Catcher, one of the corner infielders.
And he played some outfield with the Aussies in Kitchener, too.
So very flexible. Put him in a spot. And you want his bat in the lineup.
Off speed, and that is poked foul as Burt just reached across the plate, flicked the wrists, and poked it foul.
Good little zip on that pitch.
Yeah.
Sitting down Burt.
Good rise ball. Gets that past Jack Burt for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Cody Panabecker.
First strikeout for Chaparro. Chaparro with 24 pitches. Just an inning and a third right now.
Strike on the outside corner, and that's got to be where Eric Chaparro is going to live because he throws medium hard. He's not going to blow it right by guys for the most part, but when he hits his spots, he's very tough to hit.
Yeah, it's got to be location.
This one is well hit, deep center field. Caught at the
out.
fence and kept in the park.
Great grab.
More than deep enough to score Ty Bartarillo. Panabecker gives it a ride, a long ride. You can't hit it much further and keep it in the park. Credit to Andre Hoover to stick with that. But a sac fly RBI for Panabecker, and it's 2-0 now for the Bear Creek Express. Yusuf Davis, the 9-batter for the Express.
Those are small little things that come back to haunt you. That air, that bobble in the outfield, and the wild pitch advancing Bartarillo over to third base. Added to that second run.
They ask on the swing. No, says Ed Otterman.
One ball, two strikes to Yusuf.
Fouls that to the screen as he reached out across the plate. A couple of ways you can follow the Toronto game if you're a fan of the Toronto Batmen. We have our secondary streaming set up on YouTube. You can track that down. There's a link to that secondary diamond. It streams all day long. Davis fouls this one back to the screen as well. So that's set up. You can watch there. You can also follow that game along on Game Changer. And then lastly, it would not surprise me, Joe, if STK had a stream of their own going too.
I bet you they do. They usually do to their own followers.
Underneath the glove of shortstop Ryan Nolt, a good bit of hitting by Yusuf Davis, just steering that ball out in the 5.5 hole.
You just have willing to take that outside pitch, driving it the other way.
Watch the back control here by Yusuf Davis. So a 2-out base hit for the 9 batter. That turns the order over. And back to the top of the shop. Davis on the move. I'll be honest, Joe, I got blocked out here by the electrical equipment in the way. I don't know where the throw went to.
No, neither do I. I don't know if it's still in his hand.
Well,
I'd never seen a release.
I wondered that. And Bichelle fouls that one straight back to the screen. He'll be credited with a stolen base nonetheless.
He's a jackrabbit. He loves to be moving on the bases.
Long look in from Eric Chaparro. Now set. Chop from the infield. A great play to flag that down over at third base by Ryan Sheffer. Saved a run. The Express do cash a pair in the bottom of the second through 2 complete. It's now the Bear Creek Express 2, Sandlot, no score.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Kyle Eshley, the catcher for Sandlot, followed by Eric Chaparro, pitcher. And then back to the top of the shop with Zach Shirk, the left fielder. Ty Sebastian has 4 straight strikeouts. Ended the first getting Nikolai Anderson. And then 3 straight as he ran through Elias Gaiman, Ryan Sheffer, and Matthew Kerber. See if Eshley can put the ball in play. He does. Waiting on the little hop is David Galino. Although we saw one get through the wickets with David last night, 2 nights ago rather, he is as sure-handed as anybody, maybe other than Cole Evans, who just seems to be perfect.
Very smooth. Always gets the good bounce. He reads the ball extremely well off that bat.
That's clean living, Joe. When
Yeah.
when you always get the good bounce.
Well, you don't learn that at this level. You learn that back in some school lots and playing minor ball, and that's where you're picking up that experience.
Chaparro in the 9 spot in the order chases after the rise ball. Swing and a miss there by Eric Chaparro. Joe Todd, it looks like Toronto is having a Jack Besgrove hangover. They are down 6-0 in the third. If you weren't with us last night on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV as Sebastian picks up another strikeout. Jack Besgrove setting a new ISC World Tournament record. Most strikeouts in a 7-inning game. Joe, he got all of them.
21.
21 strikeouts. There were about 7 or 8 guys who had previously held the record of 20 in 7 innings. And of course there are, the 22s in 11, and the one never to be touched, of course, is 64 in 34 innings. Peter Finn back in 1980. Or 81, wherever that was, 81, I guess.
A junior team played against Peter Finn when he was originally an Napanee boy.
Zach Shirk, the top of the shop, grounded out to Barterillo, leading off the game. In tight. And ball 4 to Zach Shirk, a 2-out walk. Went down this road in the first inning with a 2-out walk. Ryan Nolt. Nolt had that little bleeder out in front of the plate that was handled rather adeptly by Ty Sebastian. That was back in the first. Cuts after this one here.
Sebastian with 47 pitches, third inning. Ty way up in the count now, 2 strikes.
Gets a sign that he likes. And swing and a miss over the top. A good drop again from Sebastian to get a strikeout to end the inning. Go to the bottom of third. The Express looking to build on this 2-0 lead that they've got over the Sandlot Merchants.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Yusuke Morita will lead things off here in the bottom of the third for the Express. Joe, the winner of this one will advance to play this evening at 6 p.m. They're going to take on the Kegel Black Knights. That game will be on the Diamond to our left. There will be the secondary streaming for that game, the single channel. And you'll be able to follow along as it's linked into Game Changer. So you'll always know the score. You'll know who's up at bat, who's pitching. And then for the game to our left, the Batman and STK. And it's looking like STK right now. But the winner of that will advance to play the Ostrander Norseman. And a changeup waved at by Yusuke Morita, and he does a little pirouette. That game will be at 8 o'clock scheduled start time, again on the Diamond to our left, and same situation, secondary streaming. And the changeup again. Ashley wants to know where that pitch missed. Come back with a third straight changeup, Joe. Tried to dial that one in, but he missed with that one too. 3-1.
He's always loved his changeup.
Well, Yusuke Morita not having any of that. And this one is slashed out to left center. That's going to make its way one hop the fence, picked up by the left fielder Zach Shirk. And Yusuke Morita speeds up into second base with a stand-up double.
Good start for that third inning.
Inside-out swing from Morita. And a good play there by Shirk, barehanded off the fence. Because you know how fast Morita is. He can turn that into a triple if you're not on that quickly. And here's a visit from the skipper.
Little cat and mouse game going between Chaparro and Sebastian again.
Well, you got to be so careful with Sebastian at the plate. We already talked about the power that Ty's got. And it's consistent, Joe. Like, I mean, there's some guys who get into one here and there. Ty seems to hit one every game, every other game.
Mm-hmm.
Hopper aground. Over to first from Ryan Knowlton. That's twice they've got Ty to ground out. That's some good pitching from Chaparro.
Tough play for Knoll, too, with that runner crossing, going from second to third.
And it wasn't the easiest hop. He got it on the short hop, too.
Yep.
Luger Pinto. He grounded out to Nolt, ending the first. In tight to Pinto. Infield in again, Joe, with Yusuke Morita up to third base. try to come in tight again. Strike into the outside corner. A couple years ago, Pinter was the co-RBI leader in the tournament. He and Jonathan Lynch. Big cut there by Luigi Pinto.
Good sweep and curve by Chaparro.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Goes out after this one, but that is foul. You can see how fast Yusuke Morita is. He made it all the way to the plate. Give a little tap to Pinto and makes his way back to third base. Great profile on Yusuke Morita too. That's available on the ISC website. You can find it on social media as well. One of the many player profiles that Brian Aratis, our communications specialist, put together over the offseason. I think we did one on Yusuf Davis as well. If you're out there watching and you're interested in somebody being featured in one of those player profiles, let us know and we'll get Brian in touch with whoever that may be.
Sandlot need to shut the door here. Just can't allow that third run to touch home plate.
And that gets past third baseman Ryan Sheffer. Pinto is going to try to motor up to second. Head first slide for the big man. And into second base for Luigi Pinto. And he barely got up to his feet, Joe, before a pinch runner was emerging from the dugout. Chase Konechny. Chase must have been ready to go, helmet in hand, because Pinto had barely completed his slide and time had barely been called when he was trotting out to second base to go get Luigi Pinto. Double for Pinto. David Galino, and the way Konechny runs, he'll score on anything on the grass unless it's drilled right at an outfielder.
They're very quick.
Little off speed, bends that in for a strike. Joe, I remember a couple of years ago when David Galino came over to Bear Creek. He had spent the previous year, and he is a Kevin Herlihy Award winner too. But he came over to Bear Creek from the Glowworm team.
Glowworm.
And was consistently the 9 batter that first year with Bear Creek. But you could see just the way that he swung the bat, did not swing it like a 9 batter, was starting to emerge as a power hitter. And consistently now he is in those key RBI positions. He spent a lot of the time this year in the 4 spot, settled into the 5 hole here.
Made small steps, but Now those steps are huge for him.
Chases after one here. Can't connect with it. Good pitch from Chaparro, who is increasingly, Joe, going to the off speed.
Yeah, he's just relying a lot on that.
Well, he threw 11 innings yesterday, let's not forget.
Yes.
Somebody told me he was in the neighborhood of 170, 180 pitches.
We can look that up.
Just off the outside corner. Ramon Godoy, and again, if you were with us last night, that game going 8 innings. Ramon Godoy taking the loss for Ostrander. 171 pitches last night. Guess who got the day off today, Joe? High hopper on the infield. Underhand shovel to get Bartarillo. But the Express push across another here, courtesy of Yusiki Morita. Double and an RBI double by Leacher Pinto. The Express looking good so far, up by 3 through 3.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data. And they know it. With Armitage technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Top of the fourth we go, Joe. Andre Hoover, Nikolai Anderson, and Elias Gaiman, 3-4-5 in the order for the Sandlot Merchants. And Joe, the Merchants have got some work to do here. They haven't been able to get much going against Ty Sebastian. They've had a couple of walks, still looking for their first base hit. Misses off the plate. It's a change, Joe, too, when you change catchers midstream. And Sebastian and the rest of the pitching staff have mostly been working with Luigi Pinto all year long, and then suddenly Jack Burt is thrust into this role due to necessity. That's a change.
Yeah. But again, that versatility really complements that roster of Bear Creek.
Well, and so far so good, too. No issues working with Sebastian. In for a strike. What I haven't seen Ty do yet, Joe, is occasionally on the rise ball, he'll throw it slingshot. He'll just bring the arm back,
Yep.
and he won't do the full rotation, but typically only does that on the rise ball. Doesn't throw the drop that way.
And it just throws off the timing of the batter. Potentially if they're looking for some type of sequence pattern.
Burt went way outside with the setup, and the pitch went there too. And drilled right back up the middle. Andre Hoover gets the first hit of the game for Sandlot with authority.
It's a good start. Now you got to put a couple of them together now.
Second time through the order. So Ryan James is down here. Jack Burt's pointing at the batter's box. He's getting chirped from the Sandlot bench. Pretty good. I know the batter's boxes, the lines get obliterated within the first 2 pitches of the game. It's not like they're carved in stone out there. So Nikolai Anderson down on strikes to end the first. We talked about it, Joe. He's been having a good tournament here for the Sandlot crew. On the move, throw down, and it's on the other side of the bag. In safely is Andre Hoover. That's his second stolen base of the game. He had one back in the first as well. Might have known that he'd be going.
Good aggressive coaching from the Sandlot Merchants staff. Get that runner into scoring position. Got your number 4 batter at the plate now.
If memory serves, Joe, we did one of those profiles on Nikolai Anderson as well. Swings and misses here. We completely jinxed Nikolai here this afternoon. The curse of the broadcaster is alive and well.
7th strikeout for Sebastian.
So we know Hoover has good wheels out at second base. Gaiman down on strikes, leading off the second inning. Sandlot needs to punch a couple of these together here. That got away from Jack Burt and up to, oh no, it was a foul ball. Must have hit the bottom of the bat then. Way out is the call from the field, and indeed way out. Sebastian gets together with Burt just real quickly on the signals. And let's give him another ball to look at in the interim. 2, 3, 4. Lots to choose from. Buy one, get one.
Bogo Day.
Batman claw one back in the 4th. Looks like they've just gone to the 5th. 6-1 now for STK. And a good job by Jack Burt to go down and get that drop ball. That was in through the batter's box. It was so in tight on Gaiman.
Good scoop.
That's drilled out to left. Getting the wave is Hoover. Here's the throw. He scores standing up. Head first slide into second. Safe there too. Elias Gaiman, an RBI. And the Sandlot team right back in this, Joe.
Good punch there by Gaiman. Gaiman really choked up on that bat, but drove the ball hard. Good quick hands by Gaiman, pulling right through that ball.
Went up to second on the play. Couple of good throws, one from Davis and then a snap throw down to second by Burt. But safe all around are the Sandlot kids. And Ryan Sheffer now at the dish. And he swings through a drop on the outside corner. 79 from Sebastian.
It's getting up there. One ball, one strike to Sheffer. Another runner in scoring position. Good chance for Sandlot right here.
Off the outside corner. Well, we talked about it, Joe, bunching a couple of hits together, and they've done that. The single by Hoover, the stolen base. Hard hit single by Gaiman and advancing to second. So yet another runner in scoring position. The second time through the order, Joe. You get another look. Sebastian works that in for a strike at 78. And gets him to chase the rise ball for his 8th strikeout of the afternoon. Matthew Kerber went down looking in the second.
Ty just 68 pitches so far. Pretty average for him. Four innings of work.
And Ty's a high strikeout pitcher, so he's going to have the increased pitch count because of that. Swing and a miss underneath. Led the tournament in strikeouts last year, second team All-Star.
Sandlot have to cut back on these big loping swings and just punch the ball.
On the move as it was bobbled and out at third base. Took a bit of a chance, did Elias Gaiman. And a key rule, Joe, don't make the final out of the inning at third. Caught stealing.
Do you need a reliable supply of products to run your business? Are you tired of having to deal with multiple suppliers to get everything you need? Absolute Business Supply is your dedicated, full-service business supply partner offering over 400,000 products and unmatched customer service. At ABS, we aren't just selling products. We offer a commitment to building meaningful relationships with our customers, getting to know your business goals so we can provide the best possible solutions for your needs. Find us on the web at absolutebusinesssupply.ca and let us get it for you.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere.
Jack Burt will lead things off for Bear Creek Express, home half of the fourth. Kyle Eshley out having a chat with Gianpaolo Ferrari has come on to pitch. And boy, for all you folks who love to squawk about the so-called illegal pitching, you're going to love this. Eye roll. So, Joe, I just got to think that yesterday's outing for Chaparro just took its toll, and he is out of gas.
Yeah, I just looked at that. It was 151 pitches in that game.
That's a day's work.
Yeah, and 107 of those were strikes.
He was very efficient there yesterday, though, at least in terms of the strike-to-ball ratio. Ferrari from Guatemala. And, Joe, it looks like he might be one of those successors that Guatemala's been looking for a long time for Jorge Segura.
Sure they'll be at the next qualifier.
Well, they had a very impressive outing at that qualifier in Mexico where they finished in third place. Or, sorry, in Oklahoma City, they finished in third place. Well, a quick walk to Burt. Pannebecker flied out to center field, bunting here. He had a sac fly RBI in the second to get the second run on the board for Bear Creek.
Two strikes on Pannebecker now, so I'm sure the bunt advancement chance will be deleted.
One misses down and in from Gianpaolo Ferrari. Did not make the trip up to Kitchener for the tournament. Gets complicated, Joe, for some of the players from the Latin American countries. What visa you need to get into which country, as Pannebecker smashes this one through the 5.5 hole. He's aboard with his first hit of the afternoon, and the Express, a pair of runners aboard with nobody down here in the fourth. Ferrari was waiting for his entry visa into Canada, was told that it had been approved, but 6 weeks later still did not have the physical document.
Yeah, that's very tough. Ryan Knoll pulled way over on that left side of the infield.
Upstairs from Ferrari to Yusuf Davis. Yusuf singled and stole a base back in the second, but was stranded there.
Yusuf went to that left side of the infield.
Goes to the left side again. And that's a long run. That's a fair ball, foul ball. Late call. Foul ball. Now, Ed Otterman would have gone after that down the line, Joe, but we are completely obscured for any call down the left side.
The height of that steel home plate, home side dugout.
Well, there's a steel roof, there's a concrete pole, there's a giant metal box, there's 2 tents, and a human being in our way. This one's punched out to left again, and that's going to get over the head of Shirk, getting the wave and having to go around Paul Sebastian was Jack Burt. All right, I lost track of Pannebecker there. Did he get nailed at third? I think he did.
I didn't see that at all.
Burt scored without a question. Yeah. Pannebecker, I think, got thrown out 7-5. Love to see the replay on that, but I'm not sure we'll get to it in time here. We'll come back. Davis got an RBI double, and that's going to go foul down the right side. I was watching Burt come in, and he had to go around Paul Sebastian, who was a little too close to the foul line. Pannebecker was hot on the heels of Jack Burt, but he must have been thrown out at third.
Must have been, because didn't see that run across the plate. Yes, that's correct.
And this one is punch foul down the right side into the tree. That'll bounce off a couple of branches and just miss a wagon down there on the right side. I hope whoever got hit by that foul ball off the bat of Ty Sebastian earlier in the game is okay. So the Express get that run right back here in the bottom of the fourth and get that lead back up to 3. But as we saw last night, Joe, 3-run leads are not safe.
No, not at all.
Particularly at 1 in the morning. This one is lifted up, foul territory down the right side, and a good play to go run that down. And then an even better throw all the way across the infield. Retire Bichel on the pop-up. And they keep Davis, importantly, at second base. Just past the outstretched glove of Elias Gaiman. Davis will speed around to score. Yusuke Morita with another RBI. And boy, Joe, you couldn't have placed that any better just to get that ball past Gaiman.
Morita had a nice level swing and punched that ball just at the edge of the grass behind second base.
So Yusuke is 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Sat back on the changeup and lifts this out to short right. Coming on to make the grab is Hartranft. 2 runs for the Express. more in the fourth. They've got a 5-1 lead now, Joe, and seemingly well in hand.
So far.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making a suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
$789 for Sandlot, Joe, and got to start bunching some more hits together for the team from Stevens, Pennsylvania.
Bottom part of the order's got to get rolling.
They did it in the fourth, put a couple of hits together and picked up a run, but you need to start thinking about some crooked numbers here over the last 3 innings.
It's so important to get that lead-off man on.
Kerber down in strikes in the second inning. Ashley grounded out to short, and then Chaparro. And we'll see what they do with that spot in the order, Joe.
I haven't made a change because we didn't know where he was going in.
This one misses downstairs to Matthew Kerber. And ball four. A good at bat by Matthew Kerber. Didn't chase. Showed some patience.
Good start. We said got to get that lead guy on, and he's on now.
Kyle Eshley, catcher. O'Shell? I just heard O'Shell from
yeah.
the PA.
Kyle went to the left side of the infield, grounded out the shortstop. We'll see if he follows that same pattern.
Sebastian gets the call down in the zone on the outside corner. They creep out a little further and they get the call. So 0-2 on O'Shell.
You just have to be a little bit more aggressive. You're down 4 runs. Got to swing that bat.
To the screen, and The generous hop off, but no chance to get Matthew Kerber there. They're going to throw that ball out. Yeah, we'll get the plate clean too.
Sure. A little maintenance.
Sebastian looking for the count. It's 0-2, I believe. Maybe 1-2. That one is inside. I think it was 1-2, maybe now 2-2, Joe?
I think it's 1-2 now.
Scoreboard has 1-2. Well, whatever the count was in terms of the number of balls, it's strike 3. O'Shell somewhat reluctantly leaving the plate. And a pinch hitter, Joe. This is number 1, Ivan Reyes.
Number 1, Ivan Reyes.
Ivan Reyes. So I'm just curious, Joe, where your Ferrari is going to fit in here, because I guess it's in the flex spot. And Reyes will likely go out to
Right field.
To your point, you typically don't need to announce your substitutions until they come to the plate. I've always found it best just to let them know about the change right away.
Well, especially
lest you
when
forget.
Yeah, especially when they're keeping track of defensive stats.
We'll just keep an eye on Reyes. We're going to assume that he's going to go out to right field, or has been out there in right field.
Do you think Chaparro went out there and played right field last inning then?
No, I'm assuming that Reyes was out there. That's the assumption I'm making, is that he was out there.
Yep.
So Sebastian sets on the board. And this one misses downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th inning. This is an elimination game. Bear Creek Express jumped out in front in the 2nd inning, added 1 in the 3rd, 2 more in the 4th. Sandlot got 1 back in their top of the 4th. We're here in the top of the 5th. Reyes down swinging. That's the 10th of the game for Sebastian as he adds to his total.
Number 24, left fielder.
We'll go back to the top of the shop, Zachary Shirk. Grounded out leading off the game and then reached on a walk in the 3rd. And Sebastian pours in a strike to Shirk. And Joe, don't know about the stats, but just by eye, I'd say Sebastian's been about 50-50 on first pitch strikes.
Yep. Yeah, he's trying to stay ahead. He's doing a great job today.
That one handcuffs Burt, but not going any further is Kerber.
Though we found out that ended last inning when he got thrown out at third.
That'll be foul over by the souvenir tent. Just off the fence, and somebody who's sitting watching the Toronto game almost went home with a souvenir bruise. Seven to 1 now for STK over the Batmen, and a lot of dejected faces, it looks like, for Toronto.
Dustin Vienoff now pitching for the Batman.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys over there, Joe, who are inspecting their shoe tops, looking downward. Sebastian working on 10 plus strikeouts here in this one. And that one's just off the outside corner. Ty, Joe, just not working with the normal pace that we've come to expect from him.
He's usually a very quick worker.
Yeah, he has slowed it right down. Way up to the screen, tried to overthrow that one, and up to third base goes Matthew Kerber.
Advancing to second and third, now on wild pitches.
That misses outside, so a 2-out walk will put runners at the corners. We'll go to Ryan Nolt, the shortstop for Sandlot. Had a little 8-footer in front of the plate in the first, and then down on strikes to end the third. Wouldn't this be a great time to put a charge into one?
Certainly would.
Takes a strike on the inside corner. And that is now a final as STK run rules Toronto 8-1 in 5 innings. That will bring an end to the Batman tournament. STK will go on to face the Norsemen. A nod by Sebastian. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down here in the 5th. It's only been the 4th, Joe, where the Sandlot guys were able to bunch 2 hits together.
Yes, need a little more production.
And swings through the 11th strikeout of the game for Sebastian. Sandlot strand 2 here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom. Bear Creek and Ty Sebastian in particular have this one in hand.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Bill Zimmerman on to pitch for Sandlot here in the bottom of the fifth, Joe. Paul Ferrari just works the one inning.
They just have a few problems there working that bottom part of the order. Just didn't get a good start.
Hitter, Joe.
Yep.
Alan Salgado. He's a pretty good stick to this.
Shows you the depth.
Starred for Glowworm World Tournament last year. It's a great picture of him smashing a ball in the carousel photos on the homepage of the ISC website. In for a strike. Phil's a big, tall righty. I don't think he's as tall as his brother Justin, but still a pretty tall guy. That one misses. Need to do some landscaping. Everybody does. Well hit, deep center field to right, and forget about it. Alan Salgado, a big fly.
Boy, they were hiding him on the bench. Came through with a big punch there. Just solid, knocked it right over that right field fence. Second pitch for Zimmerman.
Did not miss it, did Alan Salgado. Pinch hit, home run, make it 6-1 for Bear Creek and counting. David Galino, Ty Barterillo still to come. In for a strike from Zimmerman. That one misses upstairs. Joe, coming up, it will be the ISC 2 winner bracket final between the Georgian Bay Giants and the Midland Explorers. Taiga Onishi for the Giants and Kyle Linton for the Explorers.
Should be a real good game.
Well, these two, some familiar foes. They've played each other a couple of times in ISC 2 action over the last couple of years. Georgian Bay making the championship game in the Deuce each of the last 2 years and trying to get back there for a third time. Came through the back door last year after dropping the winter bracket final to the Sydney Tropics. The year before, they were waiting in the final, and it was the Pueblo Bandits who ran the table on the final day for the Deuce. That was in Denmark. Due to a rain delay, that championship game had to be moved up to Denmark. You had to go up there and do all the trophy presentations and all tournament selections.
Mm-hmm.
Upstairs from Zimmerman to Galino. That's essentially a leadoff walk because there's nobody out and the bases are empty. Ty Bartarillo, an RBI single in the second inning to get Bear Creek on the board. Paul Sebastian is down to talk to Gary Johnson. Out pops a pinch runner for David Galino, and I guess this is just to get him off the field. David Yaluska, last year's leading hitter in the World Tournament. Yaluska from the Czech Republic. Is there 13, 14 Czech players here?
Yes, 14, I believe.
They go to 2 for 1, back for 1 for 2. Some snazzy defense from the Sandlot boys. 6-4-3 equals 2. And just that quickly, Joe, there's 2 down.
Yeah, that inning quiets down real quick.
Jack Burt, catcher for the Express. In for a strike from Zimmerman. Can't get that one over for a strike. And a good inside drop ball from Phil Zimmerman as he gets Burt to swing over the top of that. 0-2 on Burt. 7 batter in the order for the Express. 2 down here in the inning. A big Alan Salgado home run leading things off. A pinch hit home run nonetheless. Followed that up with a walk and then a real nice double play. 6-4-3. Zimmerman will take this himself and will get Burt at first. But a big home run by Salgado extends the lead to 6-1 for the Express through 5. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Sandlot, more work to do.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Couple defensive changes for Bear Creek. Alan Salgado stays in the game for Luigi Pinto. He's over at first. Dylan Cunningham comes on defensively for Ty Bartarillo, and he'll stay at third base. Andre Hoover, a walk, a single, a couple of stolen bases, and he scored the only run of the game for Sandlot. Joe, I like the Sandlot uniforms too, with that little kid script that they've got on the front for Sandlot. Particularly on the white, but these ones look good too. A lot of great uniforms here this week, as always, at the ISC World Tournament. I really like that teal that the Southside Stingers had.
That was very sharp.
Yeah. Georgian Bay Giants from Wyerton, Ontario, were awarded the Best Dressed Award by the host committee. And I don't get me wrong, I like the Giants uniforms. They're exactly like the San Francisco Giants from the majors. My vote would have been for the Stingers. Of course, like I said before, nobody consults me anywhere at any time for fashion.
I missed it. Did the Sebring Wheels thing wear their bright yellows?
I saw them a lot in their white with yellow pinstripes as Hoover down on strikes. That's 12 now for Sebastian. If they wore the yellows, I didn't see it. But
Yeah, their bright yellows are sharp.
I wonder, Joe, if you've got to play again today, do you not get Ty Sebastian out? Or you just go with Paula Braddock or Pitterona tonight? Swing and a miss.
Personally, I would stay with Sebastian. I know it's going to be a long route. He's on a roll right now, and he'll get a good night's sleep.
They got to play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you go with that tonight and get a good night's sleep, and you still got that long road ahead, do you?
One ball, two strikes with one down to Nikolai Anderson. Boy, he's not had any luck against Ty Sebastian here this afternoon. Two and two. Cunningham back behind the bag at third. Same with Salgado at first. Just giving themselves plenty of time to play the ball. And chasing upstairs, down on strikes for the third time this afternoon goes Nikolai Anderson. He'll be glad to see the last of Ty Sebastian.
Sebastian with 103 pitches so far in the game.
Elias Gaiman. He's got the RBI for Sandlot. A single in the fourth. Fouls straight back to the screen. And, of course, the advantage of this screen, Joe, is it gives the ball right back to you.
Very quick bounce.
In for a strike right at the letters. And it's flared right into the glove of Cody Pannebecker out at second base. Had to take a couple of steps back to his left. But a 3-up, 3-down inning for Sebastian and the Express. Just the third one of the game, it looks like. They've got this one well in hand, as we said.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that. A fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
Cody Pannebecker will lead things off for the Express here. Bottom of the sixth inning, and Joe, I always remember the kids' song from Schoolhouse Rock, 3 is a magic number, but for the Express, it's really 2 here right now to try and get off the field and inning early if you can.
Pannebecker's 1 for 1 so far in the game with a sacrifice fly with an RBI.
Yusuf Davis has had a productive day. A single, a double, stolen base, RBI, runs scored in the 9 spot. Right back at Zimmerman, and Pannebecker will go see his friend Phil Zimmerman, as that was right back up the middle in a tender area. Ouch. Going to need some attention here for Phil Zimmerman as he's down. And some water from Pannebecker, who came right back out with it. And Sebastian has brought an ice bag. And there's Phil back up on his feet. That's good to see. He'll get a little round of applause from some of the folks who are braving the sun. As you mentioned, Joe, it's pretty warm out there in the sun. There's still a nice little breeze. Nothing like what it was earlier in the week, where we had 33, 34 degree weather, blazing hot sunshine. Then listen, I'm not complaining about the heat, trust me, because it's going to be wintertime soon enough. But yeah, it was hot here pretty early.
That was mid-90s in the Fahrenheit.
Been a fabulous week here at Caswell Sports Park. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous facility. The players have all been raving about it. The diamonds, it's a pinwheel style layout, but there's enough space in between the diamonds for a lot of foot traffic, and you don't have foul balls constantly flying onto one field of play from another. There's probably close to 100 feet of space in between each of the diamonds, and that's been more than enough to absorb probably 90-95% of the foul balls. Phil Zimmerman back on the board and feeling well enough to continue as he's recovered. Yusuf Davis, as we mentioned, 2 for 2. And Big cut over the drop ball from Zimmerman.
Gone twice to the left side of the infield and outfield.
Lifts this one up on the left side. Calling for it is third baseman Ryan Sheffer. Pull that down for the second out of the inning. Callum Bischel walked in the first, grounded out on a real nice play by Sheffer back in the second. He was helped out by Matthew Kerber on that play as well. And then popped up to second to Gaiman. That was back in the fourth. Tags this one out to left, retreating back. A couple of steps at least is Zachary Shirk. And a 1-2-3 inning, albeit a little bit painful for Phil Zimmerman here in the sixth. We'll turn the page and we'll go to top of the seventh. Joe, we made it. Top of the seventh. Sandlot chasing 5 to tie.
Just touched the 2-hour mark.
And Michael Holobradic. But we'll talk about Michael when we get back here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Big, tall Michael Holobradic is on for Bear Creek in relief. Joe, Ty Sebastian worked 6, strikes out a baker's dozen. Just a couple of hits for the Sandlot crew here this afternoon. And be up to Holobradic, the hard-throwing Czech righty, to close the door.
So it's good to get Holobradic some work because you never know when you're going to need his services in those crunch games. You got a lot of games still to go. Potentially they got 3 more games, 4 more games actually, to win this championship. So give him some work. We're on Thursday. Championship day is on Saturday.
Is this his first appearance? Do you know?
No, I think it's his second.
It was Sebastian and Pitterona the other night. Chopped foul. Holobradic, hard throwing, got a great drop. Will work the rise in at times, change speeds a little bit, but the drop is the primary weapon for Michael. Spent a couple of years with Hill United, part of the ISC World Tournament Championship team last year. Big cut. Comes up empty. Down on strikes goes Ryan Shepard. He's not had any success today.
No, not at all.
Bear Creek pitching staff.
First strikeout for Braddock, but 14th for the Bear Creek Express. Averaging around 2 per inning.
In for a strike to Matthew Kerber, and Braddock, at least Joe, has picked up the pace a little bit. Sebastian started quick, but really the last 2 innings really strung it out.
Something I like about Braddock is, or a relief pitcher in general, come in and throw strikes. Your job is to come in off that bench and throw strikes. Be around that plate.
Foul ball. That's going to bound over a couple people's heads. Somebody on the phone over there, Joe, didn't even see it go by. As we mentioned, coming up after the conclusion of this one, whenever that may be, Georgian Bay Giants and Midland Explorers. The winner's bracket final in the ISC 2 division. Braddock gets Kerber looking. Pinch hitter here is Justin Zimmerman, the even bigger version of Phil Zimmerman. Always tough getting asked to go in and pinch hit when you're the last out of the game.
Yeah.
The potential last out of the game. I was like, really? Do I really want to go do that? Why can't you just let the other guy go do that?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the last out. On the infield, Galino will go get that. That's the ball game. Bear Creek Express, full value for a commanding 6-1 win over Sandlot. That will bring an end to Sandlot's tournament. Bear Creek Express, as we mentioned earlier, they will play a little bit later this evening against the Eagle Black Knights on Diamond, was technically Diamond number 1. That game can be seen on our alternate streaming channel, matched up with Game Changer. Joe, Ty Sebastian, too much for the Sandlot guys today.
Yeah, just way too much. 13 strikeouts. Just gave up the 2 hits. They scored the lone run back in the 4th inning. That was the only inning they were able to get any momentum going at all.
So stay with us, about 20 minutes time, and we'll bring you Georgian Bay and Midland. For Joe Todd, Luciano Lafrano, Gerald Dereste on our action camera. We'll be back shortly. Called strike 3, the outside corner. They weren't out of that. Yeah. High in the air, Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The gloves fly. The celebration is underway.